it's unfortunate that a lot of truly impressive work goes unnoticed. So let's take a moment to highlight some standout renders from this week, including a few early Blender 5.1 demos. We'll start with a hair simulation demo by Michael, who is experimenting with the upcoming Blender 5.1 Alpha hair physics built on geometry nodes. This is particularly exciting because being node-based, the system is not limited to hair alone. The same setup can be repurposed to simulate threads on clothing, ropes, belts, and other flexible elements, opening up far broader creative and technical possibilities than traditional hair-only systems. In the same vein, this Flip Fluids demo by Vivini is another great example of high-level work that deserves more attention. The piece showcases just how far fluid simulations in Blender have come, with clean motion, convincing interaction, and a strong sense of weight and timing. What stands out here is not just the visual quality of the water itself, but how controlled and deliberate the simulation feels, proving that Flip Fluids is not only capable of large-scale effects, but also precise, art-directed shots. It's a solid reminder that with the right tools and experience, Blender can deliver fluid work that comfortably sits alongside results from far more expensive pipelines. While this short was composited in Nuke, it's still a strong reminder that most of the tools used in the process also exist in Blender's Compositor. Blender supports layer-based compositing, relighting, AOVs, masking, and the core workflows needed to pull off a shot like this without relying on external software. The clip comes from a tutorial by the Compositing Academy, and if you're interested in green screen VFX, it's a solid reference point. The tutorial breaks down different aspects of compositing in a clear, production-focused way, making it easy to translate those same techniques directly into Blender's compositing pipeline. This short animation is a masterclass in storytelling and a clear example of the difference between simply being good at a piece of software and truly mastering it. Kensuin on X consistently creates these charming animations where characters come to life inside the Blender viewport and interact with the artist in clever, often humorous ways. In this particular short, the artist is exhausted and ready to close Blender, but the character isn't having it. To stop the artist in their tracks, the character starts messing with the Blender UI itself, breaking the workflow and turning the interface into part of the joke. It's a simple idea executed perfectly and genuinely funny because it plays directly on experiences every user can relate to. Speaking of creative artists, here's another one worth following, Yibing Jiang. She combines texture painting with a range of clever, non-traditional techniques to create beautiful Ghibli-inspired, stylized renders. In this particular piece, she hand paints elements like fake god rays, caustics, and underwater color gradients, using artistic control rather than heavy simulations to sell the effect. The result is a stunning underwater render that feels rich, atmospheric, and intentionally stylized, showing how far strong art direction and smart texture work can push a scene beyond pure technical realism. There's something undeniably special about the low poly, low resolution aesthetic of the 90s. Whether it's pure nostalgia or just the charm of visible limitations, it's a look that still resonates, and a growing number of artists are actively bringing this style back, and Vivini is a great example. He's currently developing a game built around that aesthetic, and following his process is especially interesting because he's achieving this deliberately retro look using modern tools that are designed for high resolution and extreme detail. Seeing how he strips things back, controls shading, and embraces constraints inside contemporary software makes the process just as compelling as the final result. I love seeing detailed rigs like this, and Ryan's recent Lara Croft work is a perfect example of top-shelf rigging. No detail is overlooked here, and it's fascinating to see just how many bones are involved in a production-ready character rig. Beyond simple deformation, many of these bones exist purely for control, stability, and preventing intersections during complex poses. A single character can easily end up with hundreds of control and deform bones working together under the hood. What makes this even more impressive is that, in most cases, the animator is not the same person who built the rig. That means the rig has to be thoughtfully designed and intuitive, allowing other artists to jump in and animate effectively without needing pages of documentation just to understand how it works. Sometimes when I don't get the results I want in Blender, it's easy to blame the software, whether it's Blender itself, Cycles, or Eevee. But artists like Gleb Alexandrov are a good reminder that the limitation usually isn't the tool, it's us. In this compilation of Eevee renders, he clearly shows that Eevee is more than capable of delivering strong, polished results when it's used properly. The gap isn't in the renderer, it's in our understanding of lighting, materials, and scene setup. And honestly, that's something I love about seeing work like this. It's a motivating reminder that there's always more to learn and that better results are often just better decisions away. Next up is this elegant fish pond demo created using a Blender and Houdini workflow. Um, the ripples fish animation were done in Houdini, giving the water surface a natural sense of motion and interaction, with layered ripples that feel organic rather than procedural. Blender is then used to bring everything together through shading, lighting, and final presentation. Lastly, this is a reminder of just how far people are pushing Blender beyond what it was originally designed for. This project shows a fully playable game running directly inside the Blender viewport, complete with controls, cameras, physics, and interaction logic. What makes it especially impressive is that this isn't just a visual mock-up, but a functioning system built by bending Blender's tools in clever and unexpected ways. And it's one of those demos that makes you step back and rethink what Blender really is. Not just a DCC, but a flexible sandbox, where in the right hands, even a game engine can take shape. Lastly, to wrap things up, if all of this creativity and technical depth has you inspired to push Blender further, I've also been building tools aimed at making everyday workflows more efficient. True Image Editor brings proper layer-based image editing directly into Blender, making compositing, texture tweaks, and quick design work far more practical without jumping to external software. Alongside that, Looped Clothes focuses on ready-to-use animated clothing, allowing you to drop characters into motion graphics or animations without spending hours on cloth setup. Both tools come from the same idea you've seen throughout these demos. Blender is already powerful, and with the right tools and approach, it can go much further than most people expect.